And I'm like, okay, if you're still in here, touch my back or tap my shoulder or whatever I said. And I wait there. I wait and nothing happens. I'm just like, I don't feel it. Like, I really don't think anything's there. And as I'm saying this, I feel a tap. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you stay because it's pretty fun here, at least I think so. So today we're back with another Ghosts Glam video for this 31-day series. If you're new to the channel and you like these type of videos, like scary, kind of weird, paranormal videos, make sure to subscribe, because once we are done with October, this little series is going to be a regular on the channel every single week. It's not going to be daily, but it will be every single week. So I'm excited about that. And you know, this channel is all about makeup, lifestyle, health, wellness, like all the stuff that's my life. It's basically part of the channel. And just bringing awareness to physical differences. And so if any of that interests you, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of October, so that would be so amazing. And with that said, let's dive in to today's story. Today we're gonna be talking about the time that we had to do like this little like ghost hunt session at a friend's house, and how we had to remove an entity from her home. And it was so crazy. It was so crazy. I'm so excited for this story. This happened about 2 years ago. I want to say like back in 2021. And we, like, one of our friends, she really didn't like bringing people over to her house, because she just didn't like, it was a little bit not how she wanted to be represented, kind of thing, right? But one day for my birthday, we ended up going to her house, or to her apartment, and me and my other friend, we were getting some weird energies in her home. Like, it just felt really like dark and like suffocating almost, but like it was all like emotional, kind of spiritual, not just like, oh, the house is dark, like not like that, you know. And so we were kind of feeling some weird energies, and around this time she had been telling us that she had been having some really weird dreams, really couldn't sleep, didn't like to sleep alone in her home. And yeah, it was just weird. And so we, you know, hang out, we're like pre-gaming, whatever. We ended up going out for my birthday and my other friend's birthday. We were kind of celebrating 2 in 1. And so we go, whatever. Fast forward a few weeks later, she's like, dude, it's like the energies are getting really weird, the dreams are getting really weird, like I really cannot sleep. And so my friend and I were like, okay, so should we go and do like a little session, a little investigation? We could go see at your house, blah 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 blah. And she was like, yeah, that would be awesome. So we end up going to her home. We bring the sage, we bring all the stuff, and we are walking around her home, and the sage is going fucking crazy. Like, the sage is like burning, like it was crazy. So we're walking around, we're cleansing the home, and we get to one of the bathrooms, and in the bathtub I just have this feeling like there was like a lady in the bathtub. And so I told my other friend, and my other friend and I were really good at working together in this sense, because she can sense when there's something, and I communicate. I was having this feeling that there was someone in the bathroom, but the weird thing is that my other friend didn't, so we were just like, okay, like, that's weird, whatever. But we did sage the bathtub, and the sage was going nuts. Like, it was crazy. I've never once said the word nuts to describe something, but I guess we are today. And so it's going super crazy. And we're just like, okay, like, whatever's in here, get out, you're not welcome here, blah, blah, blah. We sage the whole house, like the whole house. And the sage is still going crazy to the point where, like, it's one of the big sages, like the big thick sages, and it is completely burning down, completely. I've never seen that happen before. And so we are saging the whole house. We finish, and we end up putting the sage outside the door because it's just like, you can't even hold it. Like, it's on fire, basically. So we just, like, put it outside, and we're like, everything is, like, shut. Like, nothing can come in. So we leave it at that, and we go back in. And it would be so nice if the story could end there, but it doesn't. So we're standing in her dining room, and the way it's set up is like, you enter in the dining rooms to the left, and there was like a little bar thing, and then the kitchen. And so we are just standing there talking about how crazy it is, and like what we just experienced, what we witnessed, when all of a sudden my friend, she's like, it's still not out, like, I still feel it. And I was like looking around like, I don't feel anything. She's like, no, like, I'm being super serious, like, I feel it, and it's in that corner. She points at a corner that was like the corner in the dining room, the only corner in the dining room. And so I was like, I don't know, like, I'm being all skeptical. I'm being like, no, I don't feel anything. Like, I'm pretty sure we got it out. And my friend is just like, nope, like, it is still there. And I'm like, alright, let's try something out. And so I stand with my back against the corner. And I'm like, okay, if you're still in here, touch my back or tap my shoulder or whatever I said. And I wait there. I wait, and nothing happens. I'm just like, I don't feel it. Like, I really don't think anything's there. And as I'm saying this, I feel a tap. And I was just like, but again, being my skeptical self, I was like, if that was you touching my shoulder, like, make it more noticeable. Sure enough, I feel like this going down my back. And I was just like, oh, okay, there is something here. And so I'm just standing there, still my back against, and I was like, you can't be here, like, this is not your home, blah blah, like, whatever else. And I am feeling like the craziest shit on my back, like tapping, touching, moving, all the stuff. And my friends are like, the one that could sense it, she was like, I see it, like, it's right there, blah blah, like, it's right there. And I'm hearing, like, behind me, someone, an older man, being like, this is my home, like, get out, like, this is my home, this is my home, this is my home. And I'm just, like, repeating to my friends, the one that lived there and the one that's, like, helping, or not helping, but, like, the one that's there with me to get this thing out. They're just, like, looking at me and just being like, you can't get out, like, or you can't stay here, like, this is our home, this is her home, because, like, it was her house. And so we're there trying to explain to this entity that it's past, like, it does not belong in this home anymore. This whole time I'm feeling like someone's holding onto my shoulder, And that happens a lot. Like with their spirit, I will hear or feel touching. And so I was just like, nope, like he does not want to get out of here. And it was an older man. Like it was definitely an old man energy. And I remember like knowing his name. Like I don't remember it right now, but I remember telling my two friends like, oh, this is his name, like this is why he's here. He doesn't know. He's like really freaked out. And if you remember from one of the stories, we were talking about the different types of entities, and to me this one seemed like one that co-lived simultaneously. We fucked up that word in that video too, but like at the same time. And they think we are the ones that are not alive. And we think they are the ones that's not alive. And honestly, who knows what the truth is. But we were just like, nope, like, you have to get out of here. This is not your home. This is not your thing. And like, I start getting really, really emotional. And this happens when there is like a really, really strong presence, a really strong energy in the room, because I just like feel whatever the entity is feeling, which sometimes I do have to like block out because we don't want to be emotional wrecks. But I was allowing it at this time, and I was getting emotional, and like this sense of like realization, right? Like I was feeling what this entity was feeling as we're telling it. It is no longer his home and that he needs to move on. And so we're telling him this, and it's three of us, right? It is me with my back against the corner, and then like directly to like diagonally from me, it was the girl that lives in the house or in the apartment. And then straight from me was my other friend that was helping with the getting it out. I don't want to say helping because like it wasn't like I was doing it. She was helping, like we were both doing it. Anyways, so we're telling it this. I'm getting like more and more emotional, and it was just like this moment of complete stillness. Like there was no emotions, like from being super emotional and like all these feelings and like whatever, to being super still, like no emotion, no like talking. You couldn't hear a thing in that room. So we were all just kind of like standing there, like looking at each other, like, did it leave? Like, what is happening? Because it was complete stillness. Like, have you ever been in a room where it's just like still, like you walk in and the energy is just completely like static, like just no energy at all? And so we're just like, what is happening? We're not seeing anything. We're just like looking at each other, looking around, kind of feeling out the room, you know, like the vibes in the room. And we're just like looking, and then we feel the presence again, and we're like, no, like it is time to leave, it is time to get out. And we get the sage again, and we're like, okay, follow the smoke, like let's get out of here. And as my friend is walking with the sage, like she's passing the sage from the corner over, we all three of us feel this, not burst, but this energy, I guess, of like pure coldness just walking between us. And like as it's moving, like, you know, when you could feel someone moving, well, it was like that, because it was like this ball, this form of really, really cold, like cold energy. You could feel it, like it was freezing. So it like moves out. As it's moving, we're just kind of looking at each other, but keeping the energy of like, it's safe to move on. It is safe to continue your journey. And so we feel it go all the way to the door, and it stops right at the door before exiting. And I just remember feeling this dread of like, this is it kind of thing. But I knew it was not my emotions. I knew it was not my energy, right? So we're feeling this right by the door. And I remember all of us just being like, you are safe, like you're good, to continue and to step into your next being, your next form, you know? And then just like that, the entity, the coldness, the thing that was in there, the man that was in there, steps out the door, and the sage just, like, it literally, it didn't disappear, but like the whole sage thing just kind of went up in smokes kind of thing. So we placed it outside with the other one, and that was that. We went back inside, and the energy felt so calm and still, but not in a weird, like creepy, no energy kind of way, just like a different light in the apartment. And yeah, it was really magical, it was really creepy, it was really weird. And her apartment was cleansed, and that was so much fun to be able to experience that and do that for our friends. But that is all I have for you today. I wanted to share this story, which I don't know, this is more like spiritual or whatever you want to call it. But I think it fits in this series where we're talking about all things paranormal, ghost, creepy, horror stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this little story time. Let me know if you've ever experienced something like this, or if you do any cool little ghost hunts in your own time. I would love to know. And like I told you in yesterday's video, going forward, I'm going to continue sharing my stories, but I also want to share your stories. So you can now submit your own personal stories to the email in the description. It is ghostsandglamseries@gmail.com. So if you want to submit any weird, creepy horror stories that you have, we'll read it in a Ghost and Glam video. So I will see you next time. Until then, stay alive. Till then, stay alive. I will talk to you tomorrow.